Like most of you, I got tired of making the same cuts over and over again. Tired of the inconsistency. Tired of the system being designed in a boardroom instead of installers on the rooftops. $20,000 later, multiple different factories over a course of 9 months with R&D, IronPeak has come up with a solution. We now carry the system that I personally wish that I had on my first install. Here's the part in the industry nobody will talk about. They'll either charge you $10,000 for you to have accessibility to their product, or they'll charge you $700 to $1,000 on install training. I'm about to show you the entire system absolutely free. And every install technique that I know will be going on this channel for all of you to use. How's it going, guys? This is Devin Williams, IronPeak Lighting. Last video, we talked a little bit about the peak center track and just the difference. This is what we were looking at. So in other words, when we're doing permanent lighting, what we do is we start at the peak track and then we work our way down. It's a little bit different than how everybody else does it in the industry. Most everybody else, when you're building up to the top of the peak, you never know how the top's gonna land. And on a house like most, they'll have 3 or 4 peaks. So at the end of the day, you never know where they're gonna land, if it's gonna be consistent or not. So we designed this product piece so that way it makes every single peak completely consistent and symmetrical each and every time. This piece will come in multiple different colors. So we will have a cream color, we'll have black, we have brown, and then we also have white. And they'll be configured based off of pitch size too. So we'll have one for an average peak, and then we'll have one for a steep peak, and we'll have one for basically filling all the gaps of every single peak on every house. So you'll be able to custom order that to that fitting that fits your house perfectly. Another thing we did is we introduced where every single light strand is plug and play. So a lot of your manufacturers, if you're not aware, don't really like doing single node lights because it is a whole lot more costly from a business standpoint. When I sought out to produce my system though, I had installers in mind and that was the first thing I went for. So when doing so, I created where we have simple plug and plays with singles, and then we also sell them in 3s. The beauty of this is whenever they're in 3s, you don't have to worry about as far as splicing, because if you only need 2 light nodes on a run, then you would in turn use 2 of the singles instead of 1 of the 3s. To me, this creates a custom fit every single time while also making the ease of installs. Another thing that we did with most installs, instead of like when you come out of the box, they have one part, like basically one zone that comes out of the box, and then they'll take a piece similar to this and they will split the data. So you have a run going this way and a run going that way. What this does is this breaks up the data every single time. And in my brain, this causes another system issue that could potentially be a failure when it comes to data. Usually data you do not want to split very often. It's possible, people have done it for many years. To me, as you multiply your business and get bigger and bigger, we try to avoid that. We try to make it just a single zone. And so we developed a system like a controller box that will actually handle that. Here we are right here. So this is the IronPeak lighting box. It's got a couple unique things that come with it. So obviously you've got your plug in. Most places will only have one coming out of here. And this, you'll take one zone and then you'll split it off and do that. Like if you wanted to go down the left side of the house and down the right side of the house, or if you're on the front, you wanted to do the first level on one, you'll do the second level on the other, but the zones have to basically do the exact same thing. So the way that we had ours installed is we have now 4 zones. Each one of them can be controlled independently from your app. So as far as lighting display, if you wanted the first row to show a certain lighting run, the second level, you wanted another one to show a different lighting run, you have the flexibility to do so without ever splitting the data. With there being 4, it was specifically designed. So if you wanted to do the front as 1, left side is 2, right side of the house is 3, and then 4 is the back. We also incorporated a 600-watt power supply in there, which is a lot bigger than any other manufacturer has ever done that we've seen. There may be a few here and there that upgrades, but we look at it as a standard. And the beauty of it is if you have a smaller house that maybe wants to just do the front, they can't afford to do the whole house, they may do the front first, and then you've still got your other zones so you can add on to it at any times without having to restructure the whole entire entire house installation. So as far as with the box, one other thing that we did as well that a lot of people have not done is we put a surge protector in there. The beauty of it is usually the number one failure for lighting is when the electricity sends too much voltage to a line. It'll cause one to short. It could ruin the power supply. So not only did we go with a bigger power supply, but we also did add a surge protector in there as well to prevent it. So if electricity spikes, it automatically shuts off, preserving the computer within this, leading to less defects for you as the customer or whoever you're installing it for. Along with also too, we did put 5-amp breakers on each one of these zones in the box as well. So if one strand gets overloaded, it'll automatically shut that strand off in order to preserve your battery system. Just leads to less callbacks to future issues. So this is the aluminum tracking that we would have that will ship with your kits. We usually sell everything in a kit based off of footage. Now we will sell this individually as well, but regardless, usually the easiest method is you tell us how many feet you need. If it's 100 foot, then we send out a kit with the 100 foot worth of material. The goal was to make it as simple as possible for you as the customer, especially for installers. Whereas a lot of lighting manufacturers design it based off of business, I personally went out of the way to design it for installers specifically to address a bunch of issues that maybe we run into. So here's would be the cream color. Now this is also too designed with the lights already in it. So it's super simple. We designed it that way, which a lot of them do this, but at the same time with the 3 nodes, single nodes, if you needed to do 2 nodes, let's just say, and you didn't need that, yeah, you're gonna have to make the cut. My big goal was to make sure that we didn't have to splice though. We didn't have to do runs inside or do cuts out in the field, because not only does it take longer, but it also, every single cut increases another chance of a failure point. So as far as popping them in, they just pop into the back like, they just click in just like that. Same thing with the second one and then the third one. This is how a finished product would look like after it's installed. This will slide in under the lip and then you'll screw in. When you're using the peak will be the starting point with our system. So in other words, it'll be sitting like this. And then long story short, when you connect it, it'll be like that and on the other side. The beauty of this, where you have a central starting point, you avoid having to make the cuts every single time. Also given a perfect reference point for every single peak. So as you go down the right side, as you go down the left side, you're gonna have perfectly symmetrical lights each and every time. These lights will automatically line up on either side. The beauty of that is, like I said, it's completely symmetrical. We wanted to make sure that every single install was absolutely perfect, which is nearly impossible, but as you're getting into the industry, if you're not sure or you haven't done it much, we wanted to make the process as easy as possible. And then same thing if you're a business owner that has multiple trucks on the road. If you install for a living, whether it be Christmas lights, landscape, low voltage lighting, or even security lighting systems, this should be the new transition for you. We have a recurring revenue lane that you can add as a simple add-on service, or you can latch onto full time. Go to IronPeakLighting.com. Look at the kits and message directly from the site if you have any questions, or you can email me at devin@IronPeakLighting.com. Next video, I'm taking you on an install. Catch me on the roof.